Indie Mogul.
Welcome to this week's Movie Math. Here are today's headlines. Lionsgate provides Movie Math with an advanced look at the Four Colored Girls trailer from Tyler Perry. Joaquin Phoenix and Casey Affleck are Pretty Little Liars. Movies find new life on the small screen, and of course, the weekend box office. Now let's get started. Tyler Perry is an undisputed commercial success in Hollywood. More than just a filmmaker and an actor, he's become a brand. And one of the hallmarks of his brand is that Perry never shies away from discussing the difficult problems facing the African American community in his work. While he's often done that through a comedic lens, as Perry becomes more successful and thus more powerful within Hollywood, he's beginning to take a harder look at those problems. First, he teamed up with Oprah Winfrey to get Lee Daniels' Precious to the big screen, and now he brings his own dramatic film to audiences. Four Colored Girls is an adaptation of the critically lauded 1975 play, which was a series of 20 poems dealing with such topics as love, abandonment, rape, abortion, and domestic violence. In the play, each woman was identified only by a color, which is reflected in the posters for the movie. The film stars Janet Jackson, Whoopi Goldberg, Loretta Devine, Kimberly Elise, Thandie Newton, Felicia Rashad, Aniki Noni Rose, and Kerry Washington. And now, without further ado, here's the trailer for Tyler Perry's Four Colored Girls, which opens this November.
Another song with no singers. Lyrics, no voices. Unseen performances.
Ordinary. Brown braided woman with big legs and full lips. Become yourself.
I got a real dead loving here for you now.
I guess this is goodbye.
Like you've never seen it before. Ever since I realized there was someone called a colored girl or an evil woman or a nag, I've been trying not to be that. My skin is black.
Say if you're sorry. I'm not sorry. Greet me at the front door. You can keep yours.
My arms alone.
Being colored is a metaphysical dilemma I haven't conquered yet.
Between two worlds, I do belong. My skin is yellow. My back is strong. Strong enough to take the pain inflicted again and again. My mouth is like wine. Whose little girl am I? What do they call me? My name is...
You don't know me.
I do.
When you play with fire, you can get burned, and when you pretend to kill your career, you might just do it for real. Thus is the lesson learned by Joaquin Phoenix. It all began last year when Phoenix appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman to promote the small film Two Lovers. Perhaps dismayed that he was still making those kinds of movies even after his Oscar nomination, he decided to pull an Andy Kaufman. Phoenix told the world he was retiring from acting and would instead be pursuing a career in rap. Some people said he couldn't be serious, but some felt he was, and Phoenix must have been giddy with joy that his act was working. However, what many people failed to realize is that while Andy Kaufman was certainly famous for his antics, he was never really all that successful financially. People love to laugh at crazy stars for free, but they'll seldom pay to do it, which is what Phoenix and his brother-in-law/director/partner in crime Casey Affleck discovered when their movie chronicling Phoenix's pretend breakdown opened on September 10th and promptly bombed. On top of that, the duo started getting some unwanted news coverage as two women who worked on the film sued Casey Affleck for sexual harassment. While Affleck at first said he would fight back as the allegations against him were particularly brutal, he eventually settled both lawsuits out of court. Yeah, the fun was over, and as Phoenix's meltdown blew up in both their faces, the two actors defended themselves by saying the whole thing wasn't real. So, do you think they always intended to reveal their hoax? And can they repaint themselves as brilliant artistic pranksters? Or have these little boys cried wolf one too many times? Write your thoughts down below. As TV gets even hotter as an entertainment medium these days and movie ticket sales sink to decade lows, many of Hollywood's big screen titans are trying to join the party taking place on the small screen. First up is James Cameron, the man with the Midas touch we love to hate. He's bringing his 1994 comedic actioner True Lies to ABC, and while pretty much everyone loves that movie, which actors will dare to try and fill the shoes of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis? After all, the duo's chemistry and charm is a lot of what made that movie work so well. Meanwhile, J.J. Abrams has 2 TV shows in the works, the first focusing on the famous prison Alcatraz for Fox, and the second a crime thriller called Person of Interest for CBS that he's working on with Christopher Nolan's brother Jonathan. While I realize Abram made TV history with Lost, I'm sure many of us would also like to know whatever happened to the Star Trek sequel we were promised. Finally, Ron Howard is trying to have his cake and eat it too, as he preps both a movie and a TV series based on Stephen King's popular The Dark Tower series. Howard will direct both the film and the first season of the series, while his frequent collaborator Akiva Goldsman will write. Word is audiences will have to watch both the film and the series, which will be shot all at once, to get the full story. One can only hope Howard and Goldsman aren't on their way to butchering another beloved piece of literature. So, do you think it's right for these big screen names to flee to the small screen, or should maybe they fix what they broke first? While one phoenix crashed and burned this week, another rose from the ashes as Ben Affleck's The Town took the #1 spot with $23.8 million. That's more than Gone Baby Gone made in its entire run, and Affleck's biggest opening since 2003's Daredevil. However, Affleck won't get to enjoy his comeback for long, as it will be tested in late October when his next starring film, The Company Men, is released. But regardless of whether or not that film is a success, Affleck can rest easy knowing he'll certainly get another chance to pull double duty. And coming in at second place was Easy A with $18 million. Made for just $8 million, this is fantastic news for Sony and Emma Stone, as it proves this up-and-coming actress can open a movie, something many established actresses can't do. Stone topped the opening of Anna Faris's The House Bunny and even bested the debut of teen sensation Zac Efron's most recent outing. Looks like Easy A not only propelled Olive Pendergast to the top of the food chain, but Stone as well. As for third place, that went to Devil, which opened with $12.5 million. That's on par with your usual low-budget horror movie, but M. Night Shyamalan's lowest opening ever. While overall audiences did seem to enjoy Devil, which is good news for directing team the Daddle Brothers, it looks like a lot of people simply didn't bother to show, which is bad news for writer-producer Shyamalan. He only has 2 upcoming movies in the works, don't worry, neither of which is The Last Airbender 2, and with numbers like these, it doesn't look like that will change. As for the rest of the box office, Resident Evil Afterlife fell 62% from its opening weekend, but it's still on track to be the highest-grossing installment of the franchise. Meanwhile, Alpha and Omega opened at number 5, a far cry from the double-digit debuts computer animation posted all summer. However, Lionsgate has said they'll make their money back on Alpha and Omega, so we should be seeing the second film out of their 3-picture deal with Crest Animation pretty soon. Also of note, Catfish opened in just 12 theaters this weekend and had a strong per-screen average of 21,000, so expect Nev and friends to be paying a visit to your town soon as the movie expands to more theaters. And that's this weekend's box office. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math.
Subscribe, comment, rate it.